conversation alive. It has to get done in OT. That was a great little skirmish in middle.
Well, he's not actually. He lets them go. Just has to announce it to his team, Elige to account for red slip.
This just puts so much...
Oh! The timing is crazy! Jimmy just started to peek into the angle as Simple does the same. FaZe 4 kills away from surviving their first day without being condemned to a 0-2. Elige is looking to ask questions of Xerxan. Good pre-aim. Really good work. Elige's taken him down.
Now he's cheating
exacerbated. They are heading towards the right bomb site as well.
Target and Brawler on the other side of this box.
Smoke. Yeah, that's going to fade. They're right next to each other. They're literally right next to one another. And Brawler, I don't think he processed that he was blocked there. Carrigan wasn't moving. They are on either side of the box. And Carrigan gets this jump scare. Rain will immediately knee-jerk trade. Elige baits them in. Rain overlooked. Oh, can't isolate the duel. And if he hits it, he does. FaZe thrive. FaZe take the second game of the day. Mouse, what does this mean?
Another favorite in the 0-2 column. Falcons, we wave goodbye to them. There have been upsets galore today.
Here comes G2 on T side.
It's also like that shine of Na'Vi from their major and all the events that came with it after has gone to the wayside. Missed the last 4 playoffs at the last 4 events they played. Can't afford that in Austin. Bit's gonna find first blood. Alexi Beat collects his kill on the pistol, and so very quickly we're down to a 2 versus 5 for G2. Bit of cat control, bombs down behind him, and it looks like CT's pushing beyond that bomb. JL trying to chase down this last frag, will find it in the ladder room. It is a convincing state from Na'Vi to kick this one off on Mirage.
Little set play here towards Beat, stopped really easily.
First gun round, G2 wastes no time, taking over middle. From a tech pause to a top mid swing. Oh, well lined up there. Emed doesn't actually get either of the 2 kills on the players that he tags.
Was that a smoke that was a little off on purpose, or did they block it at top con? It felt like there was a small gap on the right side or something.
I mean, Emed was falling back. It is possible it bounced off him. We'll let the detectives figure that one out. We'll see what G2 do with their first man advantage.
All right, a cut noise, walk it to Beat. Snacks, if he peels back the wrong time, it's gonna be a little awkward. Oh, that's wait, what?
Bit
saw him and then thought he was just gonna leave, so.
This B site looking prime for the taking now because Alexi gets off site to try to deal with Catwalk just because this is really Snacks opening up a can of worms that Na'Vi don't understand.
Yeah, oh, he technically could see a foot right there.
Dude, he is
sneaky peeky.
Sneaky SOB.
Some things never change.
Gets the Palace kill. Unfortunately for him, Alexi's in the connector, but at least Hades trades that one. So looking like 4 strong, still standing for G2. Guns make a world of difference.
Snacks flipped around.
Wonderful versus Snacks and Connector in a moment before this A commitment comes out as Hades now brings that bomb from middle. And Wonderful is going to go down with nothing. Met by fire though, so it plays around with the timing of it all. Bit on a reload, gets spammed through triple. Emet emerging from the jungle smoke, but the Snacks recovery gets one back the other way. That's bomb dropped in bottom middle. Not ideal for Hunter to have to go and grab this. NP9 up on the roost, dealt with. Now he's only got 16 health, and JL sitting pretty on 91. But Hunter very quickly repositions. Window duel. No, he gets it!
Oh my, with no health left over. That was free for JL. Hunter making that rotation around, caught him totally off guard.
Double underpass walkout with the one top middle, and nobody from Na'Vi wants to be that first death. Ooh, Hunter gets caught. Oh, it felt too good to be true, and he had a reason to be worried. Emet hears that smoke pop, doesn't believe that somebody's not coming from it. And a matter of timing gives Na'Vi man advantage.
G2 put a lot of effort into that tactic and its quiet map without that going on. So where do they go from here is the question. Man, CTs were everywhere in that spot. Mulps didn't realize. Jumping headshot.
Snax got his. Heavy God slides out. 2 players from Palace. And wonderful position. He catches him off guard with it as he let the first 2 get out for free. So nice sweep of G2 from Na'Vi. 4 players standing. All's good. Like you said, a lot was behind getting Hunter up into that window. And I don't doubt that Hunter could have killed can still make it to top 8 here in Austin, but I think that's a good early sign for Na'Vi. The G2 fizzled out. However, they can still punch and punch hard at that. So Snax getting his into connector reopens the possibility of this one. Ime just gets dinked with that fight. Tries to slide out of the corner. Not going to happen for him. It's JL on a recovery for this one. A challenge up into the window. They know JL's in ladder though.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
And so Hunter turns his back, dies unsuspectingly again, and it is a chance for Na'Vi to hold on to this 3v2.
Guess he got up there fast, so he thought maybe I have a second to do something sneaky. Bit standing here, top con, and Mulps, perfect angle on him.
That's his second kill of this map, trying to get his game online.
He could go try to fight JL. I think that's maybe what he's thinking about, but JL's outside the ladder room now.
Heavy got more concerned about Mulps. It means Heavy God's gonna, so I thought.
Timing is crazy here for both teams.
That's a great read from JL. He was so preoccupied with Mulps that he was gonna forget about Heavy God until he thought about it at the perfect moment. Hangs onto that ladder room, which has really just been an issue here for G2 in a couple of rounds. Slick move from Mulps, tries to chase it all down with 12 seconds left. Gonna need the kills, and JL's had enough of that. 4 kills for JL on an absolute tear out of the gate.
Still 45 seconds.
Here's that activation of JL. Trying to slide up at the perfect moment. Snax is gonna get a back turn to him. There's the response, but the trades are good for G2 at 35 seconds.
He did not clear that properly.
Got one stuck inside a window in Hunter. Ime's back is going to be exposed to it. He's in an awkward place, but I mean, hanging on to the close smoke at 25 seconds makes total sense. You've got a player inside, keeping his head tucked, double for Ime. Wow. He just locks down the connector. There's the walk up from A, and now Heavy God trying to find out where Ime got off to. We hit 12 seconds. Fast move from Wonderful. Thrown off that lurk. Wall bang just off the mark. You gotta get him out of here. Heavy God burns him wide. Ime fights the entire time and does it on his own.
He had 100 HP before that fight took place. 3 kills without taking any damage.
We're sprinkling in a little star power today, aren't we, Na'Vi? It's a nice version to see. Fast Tech 9 flood into A. G2's got answers, and that answer is pace. Electricity through A. Trying to expose anybody on cross doesn't go as well as Na'Vi would hope, and so difficult retake to try to put in position. Top stairs player has to fall back. Deep smoke towards spawn gives Hades a little wiggle room with a teammate to stand next to.
It's going to be the last few seconds on this retake.
Yes, sir, but they're
going to try it.
Player over towards default, just keeping himself tucked. Great flashbang. Mulps actually gets a team kill to even help out Na'Vi. Ime's locking it in versus the sandwich fight now. And the player from the corner has crossed over to the other side of default. Clean is G2 with the Tech 9 flood on A.
All it took was that opening duel as they came out of Palace. They all swarmed. One player left on the site, and the 4v5 retake fails. Nicely done from G2. It's a lot harder to win from that spot than people realize, even with a 5v4. The retake moved at a pretty good pace, and like, the T's didn't have all the great spots. There's no Molly firebox, which is the real...
Not really getting all too much done. Mulps only getting to the exit of underpass now. They just walk back at those B apartments where Alexi puts that smoke down at 55 seconds. Ime's gonna burn.
That's a great Molly, actually.
There's a great amount of damage. That's 50 off of him. Alexi, the more he supports this cat play, the more that door towards sight remains open. JL's under a lot of pressure now. Somehow wins versus Snax. Back at it. And Mulps gets another team kill. But luckily Hunter is able to emerge out from the B app, so there is still a little life on this one. Bit slips up from Cat in between the two T's. And as they get off site, Bit finds his one. But the Hades trade frag into the Wonderful cleanup. That is it. G2 post plant doesn't go too well. Fast moves from Na'Vi. He's going to catch him off the 7-5 off of the back of it. Ladies and gentlemen, they've got themselves a 2-round lead.
This pistol could mean a lot. They're getting out pretty far here. Oh, nice find here from Bulbs.
Yeah, JL's got the fast answer because of how close he was. Tries to go beyond it. Gets himself a second.
JL is frying. 21-8.
Only player, though, so far this pistol to get a kill. Ime's going to get himself a double as well. So these are the two best performing players of Na'Vi coming together. Still a gap in between them, but watch Snacks clutch this. Bombs over towards ramp. Bottom connector player giving him all the info he needs. And Snacks goes hyper-focus on it.
Yeah, is he going to expect them to have... He probably thinks this is JL, right?
I think so, yeah. JL comes back. Oh! He's able to finish it off. That little one-bullet miss. Up quickly shifts positions with the M4. Taking over the B site instead is Hades. Mobs peeling away. Myth tries to find that fight. Nade.
Nice.
Gets him. Snacks finishes it off, and Hunter gets his. So 5 versus 3, looking comfortable for G2. Activates Bit on the A site walkout. His headshot swift. Meanwhile, Mobs is able to contain the A site. Still needs to deal with mid eventually. How do Alexi and JL get back into this round with 40 seconds?
I don't know how, to be honest. I mean, they're spotted here inside of middle. There's a lot of CTs close by. Maybe that's one way. Uh-oh, that's a bit of a mistake.
A little smoke fade,
And they know that's going to be supported.
These kinds of moments, these fights that G2 think they can sign up for. 24 seconds remain. You know that Opera is over towards the B site at one point or another. And he still waits for it. Gets a chance to best Hades. And now it's Hunter instead inside of the jungle. Hades loses that angle. Alexi fighting for the bomb site. He's got to dive in behind triple, and he gets there.
No
bomb
spam?
is planted. Spam misses. Both players come up, and Alexi gives it over to Hades one too many times. That's a disrespectful jump. That'll do wonders for the FAMAS and the 2 A1Ss still out there.
Looks like Na'Vi just aren't expecting that to happen again. Coming back in a similar fashion.
Pop up, wonderful, gets Hades in the background. They know Heavy God's locked in this corner. He slides out, missed chance from Wonderful. A USP damage. Unbelievable that Alexi's dropped down to 1 point of health here.
Nearly died.
Took way too long to get him out of that corner. Smoke grenade into jungle is going to cut off vision for Malbs. Not that it stopped him in the round prior.
No spam in. They're looking for the CT rotate.
Oh, Alexi, 1 health. Gets away with that plant. My God. Now he's going to get that op off site. Goes to hold over for the ticket jump up. Frag grenade to expose the smoke. Nobody home. Not that he can see, but they are indeed now already contesting with this site. Eyes over towards connector. Ime reveals himself, and Alexi's only working with that 1 health, 1 HP on this off. Snacks down to the last second, sticks it all the way through. Great cover offered by Hunter as G2 close that gap to only 2 rounds now.
That's excellent. And Heavy God gets a little, I don't know if he's frustrated or just excited because he got those kills in the beginning of the round, did that damage to bring Alexi down to 1 HP. And it's off the pre-fire. He's in such a compromised spot with his teammate dying first. And he still comes up with so much. So yeah, man, the G2 CT side's actually very formidable.
Miss smokes on purpose, folks. Call it flavor. Snacks under pressure, but well supported by Hunter, or so he was. There's that deadly Desert Eagle from JL.
Ooh, he's going to steal bench away.
There's a few more Deagles around JL. They know damn well where Snacks is up to. They're not going to forget about him. In fact, Wonderful gets the headshot. It's 2 low players in Wonderful and JL.
There's
Wonderful.
no HE, so a bomb plant could go down.
Even picks up Snacks' M4, tries to get a chance at the window fight. Malbs leaves it out there.
Anything.
Heavy God, he goes down, and there's the recovery for G2. So they lose the site in the end. Snacks getting lost in that smoke. Soon, it's going to be the mid-swing out for Na'Vi. Trying to get Ime out of underpass. Hunter just sitting back on Cat. No missed window from Alexi. There's the fight in con. Second layer almost gets the trade, but Ime, 16 health, enough to stand. Hunter gets active off Cat, and Alexi holds that one back. So the man advantage held on to by Na'Vi. Op shot missed by Hades. His hands in the air in disbelief. Heavy God stands here with no support as Snax is over towards that B site, op in hand.
Alexi has to make a giant rotation all the way around through ramp at 30 seconds, but that's Na'Vi time. They're pretty comfortable doing so. G2, no, this could come in slowly. But Heavy God, does he have a position to actually fight?
It's all about Heavy God. Heavy God, the only guy that matters right now is Snax is still removed.
He's coming on Cat, actually, with the op.
Tries to take a deep angle. He's not going to find anything. Oh,
Wow.
Bit. Great cover, because Heavy God would have had that planter exposed. Snax will return a kill back the other way, but Na'Vi pinching their way into that A site. Very important kill from the bottom of middle from Ime to get away with that 16 health, that tethering between him and Alexi, the trades back and forth. You know, Hunter tries to be the hero of this round, but no multi-kill moments coming out of the G2 squad. They'll be lucky if Snax is allowed to save this off.
Youch! No HE's coming in. But they're so close to hunting this off down. They'll grab it. 11th round, 5 dead here for G2. But man, they've done such a good job of building up a bank account. I think they're still going to be okay.
CTs have smokes. They can block off Palace, but Bit for now still has vision. He's going to get his utility out to clear corners.
Can the Hades do anything here?
Oh, he's already softened up to 67. Still trying to hold on, though, to default and doing a good job. Gets the fight out Palace. Him and Mobs combine. It's a double-man advantage. They put a smoke from CT in front of this. 3v5 post-plant for Na'Vi to try and fend off the retake here to secure that all-important 12th round win. JL's got the flashbang. Only piece of util here for Na'Vi in the post-plant.
Can he run out of ammo?
That's weird, though. They peel off sight. That bomb planted in the middle of it all. Mob's gonna try to get it going. Jumps up down to 5 health. He knows he's got JL pinned in his corner. Teammates trying to help out. Wonderful gets his one. JL still fighting. One player left up in front of him. Knife out. Unbelievable. No kit, no clutch. JL hangs on, and he can barely believe it.
Oh, man, a kit. It would have been a knife. It would have been 10 rounds for G2, but hey, they didn't have the money. It wasn't like they were all rich and didn't decide not to buy them. My goodness, the way that ends. JL actually does a fantastic job up until that moment, and to be honest, this is out of ammo, so. But like, look at this, how much pressure he put on CT before the retake can come in. Once you throw that missile smoke out, you're really hoping that you can start to scale, and every time they tried, JL kept spamming them. Yeah, and
so you could be sitting here in Austin watching this and feel not all too inspired by Na'Vi. That's fine. It's the same formula that got them the major win.
Yeah, and then JL was MVP, and they really, Emma just had a terrible event. Emma's so much better than he was back then.
Well, may not be over just yet because Mobs finds the first one out middle. Heavy God clips Bit. 3v5 demanded of them now. There are chances to grab better guns out mid. Scout shot leaves a bit of open space for the T's to cross out, but then Hades draws that line in the sand, and this one very quickly fizzles out for Na'Vi.
Actually, pretty expensive round here to go out by elimination, and with 25 seconds, there is a world where Emma could save. Probably didn't feel like it for a second, but you should probably try. Like, look at how much they've got left over. G2 are going to be running around looking for upgrades. They don't want to fight if they don't have to.
Kind of feels like it. Depends on what they decide to come in with the buy. Yeah.
Yeah, they're just saving the gun from Emma.
So, yeah, we're playing for 24 unless Emet goes God mode. Throws himself through the flames and opens up shop. First kills found on A. Got a whole pack of players right behind him. Emet's already found a second. JL did a bunch of heavy lifting. Emet right here trying to be the showstopper on Mirage. Hunter slides out from Ticket. Not the best of sprays. Now the pistols take their place in the front. And Emet hanging on by a thread. A single point of health. Him and Bit disengage from A with no bomb. They swap rifles. And it's Bit's chance to try to go headhunting. He'll spray down what was left of Hades.
Is this the golden AK?
34 health combined for Na'Vi. 2v2 remains.
They're playing it as a gauntlet. The P comes out! It's another decapitation. 12 health between the two of them. And Hunter's wondering, how is this possible? This AK is going to get an ace.
Did you think that you had the grounds to peek Bit sitting down at the base of ramp? No armor for Bit. Hits the headshot. Big reposition as well, back around towards middle. They're going to try to pinch control for the bomb. There's never been a chance for Emet to get a gun, despite all the kills that have gone down. Highest performing player for G2 in Hunter, tucked deep in jungle, is going to give them a bit of space, and he will finish off Bit. Now with 25 on that clock, a deagle shot. Whoa. Oh, yeah. Not one, but two. A single AK kicks it off, 4 kills from it, and a deke to end. Na'Vi, just enough.
Yeah, like, are Mongols the only team that are going to make the crowd 50-50? Or
I don't know.
See if they even get there.
Only 8 spots, and a lot of them already occupied, so don't waste this day, Na'Vi or G2. Split down into the A side eventually comes through. They take their sweet time with it, maintaining control of the situation every step of the way. Emet's gonna get challenged, puts Malbs on his ass real quick, and Hunter 1v5. Oh, they're looking to deny the save even. They're coming for him. They better stick around with that bomb just to make sure nothing happens. But this is Na'Vi with a T-side pistol on G2's map pick, and all 5 members of the defense dead.
Good to see the game still going well here for JL.
I think they could beat Mouse.
Well, then who would they lose to? Mongols. Mongols, okay.
Up here on middle, holding. And first shot's good out of Hades. Had to wait a while to get these guns going, G2, but first kill is theirs for the taking. And they need kills because they still have 4 players with 0. That is the first kill of G2's Anubis, and it comes with a second.
Hot shot.
Emet burned away from camera, unable to assist.
They're missing a smoke here, or they're just waiting?
Oh, he walks it out, gets dinked in the process, so that's...
Just that kill pushes the CTs back, though.
Yeah, but
this allows them to walk on site.
Look at this crawl underneath. Ooh,
Oh,
JL.
just from
Ooh, it's gross. Slips up next. He even hits the leg shot, so Hades whittled down to 36. Mid players low, they'll know that. But it's still a retake demanded of G2 with 2 players who have yet to frag. Hades, all 3 kills so far this round. Here's the recovery out of Na'Vi. They gave over just enough space to get into that site. Malbs finds number 1 and only has 16 health on Emet left to deal with. Bomb is not planted for middle. This is going to cause a frantic Emet to come running down from camera.
Oh, the flash is too good.
Hits it the mark to perfection. He's got a kit though. He's going to put that flash up. He's off of the defuse, but he hits the headshot.
Nicely
comes
done.
back in with a clutch. Malbs getting his first kills of map 2, and that's the first round for G2.
Very clutch out of Malbs. Very scary when he gets hit with that full, 4-second flash. You'd think he'd lose all hope at that moment, but plays it properly. Just doesn't just try to stick to defuse and hope. Very good round out of Hades, man.
Yeah, triple kill, much needed. Takes a bit of class to do it like Na'Vi.
A lot rests on Snacks.
Flashed in, Snacks' support. Ooh, okay, his support comes in the form of JL. Emet's nade's gonna clear heavy gun out from the corner. Alexi B gets active down through middle. He leaves Wonderful behind him. He's got an op, dropping him, though, in the process. Not allowed to actually find footing on site. Wonderful's being hunted from behind. And with that, all eyes on Emet. 1 versus 4. Plenty of targets already on the scene. And he's not going to get out from main either. So G2 stand tall to the test. Despite Snacks getting flashed off Fountain and him needing to be a set of helping hands. Everything you could really ask for. Time A main a little less occupied. MP9 for Heavy got a long close wall. Yeesh, but the A main contact, it goes well at the start. No second follow through from the other attacker though. Op goes back down through camera to try to bolster the site. JL slides up from E-Box, just the Mac 10. All he needs for the entry. Open door for Bomb to go run and join him on the same path. But all the while, Alexi is stuck here, locking horns with Hades.
But Hades, he's the one who needs to move. This attack is coming in on the other side of the map.
Alexi taking his time, playing with his food here.
No plant just yet, so...
It's finally going down. Wonderful gets it in uninterrupted, and the other 2 CTs have just sat stagnant around Hades. He knows he's locked in. I'll sit here for another 40 seconds.
I mean, as long as no T dies, Alexi doesn't have to move, so Hades going to have to come into his view.
He looks to send Hunter up forward with him. That's what he's been waiting for, but by the time it happens, check the bomb plant. It's at the halfway point.
Yeah.
Calls the point of no return. This is 3 players alive each team as Na'Vi extend their lead again. And while we can look at 80's op shots and sing his praise and look at Mobs with that multi-kill once, it's still 1 frag for Heavy God, Hunter, and Snacks. So that's going to be a much-needed step up from the majority of G2. If they've got fight in them on Anubis, Alexi B going to track down what was left of Snacks. No pop-up from Heavy God immediately. Oh. He gets there, and in doing so, looks for a second. JL down into the teens. Both survive, pistol in hand. Heavy God on the approach.
1 health.
Feels like both of them lucky to be alive. Looks like the target of Na'Vi has been set on this B site, and Mobs kind of floating between E-Box and Long. Utility coming through, announces the approach. Good kill on Emat, and then support from Hunter at a distance. Gets a second one on the bit, and it's clean. Mobs ends up getting a multi-frag. There's the step up we needed from Heavy God and from Hunter. 2 players who had a 1 kill each coming into this round.
That was such a delicate situation for Mobs. You saw that he had to dodge a flash that was coming through the smoke, but he also wanted to peek as his exec was coming. He got vision right before the flash came in. Got at a dodge, stood behind that smoke, and then even came back for a second spam kill.
Nice!
There's no Hades on this A side at the moment, which means none of that off angle holding.
They smoked themselves out.
This is a pretty open door for Na'Vi to at least take some space if they can put themselves into the post play. Alexi comes down to perfect.
No!
Slices down through camera, the timing to a T.
If he waited any longer, they might get suspicious of him. Perfectly timed from Alexi.
Still looking to approach it, even with all that damage done. Great flash. It looked like that was supposed to stop them. G2 thought, no way they just slam into all those nades, but Na'Vi's timing catching them off again. And JL follows up with the further of the frag grenades. Middle has been bombarded to the favor of Na'Vi.
Oh, with those 2 kills, they're going to try to walk it in the middle. This is an early move from Mobs, though. They both immediately go to check their flanks, him and Hades.
Anything Ema does from this point forward is just bonus.
He just locks off this exit, so if they come in for the flanks afterwards, they've got everything covered.
Yeah, this is, oh boy, this is looking dire for G2. Opening kill from Hades, though, will help. Na'Vi then stunned for a second. Yeah, are they testing us? But no, there is no attempt at the retake whatsoever. This round win will be Na'Vi's. The question that remains is how many players of G2 left standing?
Emma took 1 step over here earlier. It might have been heard.
It's looking to join up from the B site. There should still be an attempt to clear these guns out. Make your jobs all the easier in the follow-up. It gets shredded. Mobs holds the line. There we go. Fighting for those 3 guns. And they will be valuable in the dying rounds of this half.
It's a lot more expensive than they'd like it to be. Great shots out of Mobs, but they are just exits. No. And now they can't even spam back in mid.
This double long A setup has done good for G2 in the past. They feel freed up to try to take a challenge. Bit happy about that one. Just pops Heavy God's head.
Yeah. Now they might speed up in middle because of that Heavy God kill.
Hades. Not over by the bricks, but still hanging on to the A main control while Mobs has to deal with fire on his feet. He peels back. They would have heard that bit of a burn. Good vision for the tease, even with Mobs finding a headshot. It is a fast EMA trade, rapid action here from Na'Vi to cut down a B site and to push G2 into yet another extended save.
Yeah, I don't want to have to do that, but what can you do? 2v4. 2v4, 1v4 now. Just Hades and his op, and JL is looking pretty hungry to try to find him. This actually could be a critical save, just considering the amount of money they have left over. Another good shot from Hades.
He will just not let go of this beloved op. Just bit now. Oh, I said just bit, but there's actually the split from spawn.
Oh.
Alexi's dropped out of it. Oh, Hades running for the hills. Oh, he refuses to let it go.
I mean, it's, you know, he would love to be able to be a part of the round win with shots like those, but they avoided him entirely, and him saving that op is not small. So last two exits have been unsuccessful here. Na'Vi try to hunt them down.
I mean, early on, that op over towards A site was a key piece to why G2 won their earlier rounds. They go 2 A main, 2 in E box. If anything, there's some wiggle room for Emet to walk out B. But he's not getting active just yet. Wonderful's gonna walk this op in.
You kind of got to pick your spot and then pre-fire.
Oh, lands that. Trade's good. Second corner. Held on to here by Hunter. Emet's gonna get active. Great coverage from Hades on the other side while bomb possession is there. G2 take a fifth. It's not off the back of the Hades aggression, but rather a Malbs MP9. 5 rounds on a CT side. Is it enough for G2 to keep playoff hopes alive? Okay, it's a hard charge into E-Box. Wonderful feeling frantic. Beretta's ripped 3 down. Turns it over. An assist from Alexi. It's a slaughter on the B site for Na'Vi.
That's the dually round of your dreams right there. I mean, Robs' 2-second ace, maybe a little bit better than that. Hard act to follow, but
barely better.
Yeah, barely better. My goodness.
Shreds heads on those first 3.
Yeah, you mentioned nice to see some star players pop out here for Na'Vi. As cool as that is, you just don't want it to be every time.
You wanna see, for the Na'Vi fans, a reason to believe that they could make another run happen here in Austin. This one, absolute freebie of a conversion. Nothing for G2 whatsoever. Only 47 damage on Wonderful. There's a lot of control that comes with this. Flashing down through camera. Utility trajectory is going to let him know that there's an MP9 down here. It's a one and done from JL. Hades holds off on the water. Alexi's going to forget about the rugs drop. That player comes wide swinging back around for him. Snacks gets cleared out though. There's a lot going on right here. Yeah, and it's still trying to lead to A. Wonderful with a bad incendiary.
Wait, Emma's going to catch him on the way back, but will he get the kill? No.
Had the 1v1. Hades has a triple kill this round already.
That's good awareness from Hades, man. I mean, Immo was in a spot so early, it might have been hard to predict, and Wonderful's going to sit on the site hoping they come back to him, but why would they?
I mean, Wonderful missed his incendiary. There's no denying that. I do still think that Anubis is the map that has the messiest clipping. Thing is, they're coming off of the back of a round where they found all of this for free, so if he thinks that Na'Vi haven't adapted, he is dead wrong. Oh, but the headshot swift from Malbs.
It's such a barber sometimes, man. That was so swift.
That is a lovely kickoff for G2 to get the 5v4, considering this is just Malbs operating on his own out middle while we get the majority of the pack gearing up for the A commitment with Bomb.
But they're scaring him towards A. There's still 3 CTs here. They block for the moment, I think, to make sure they can get rid of Malbs, but he has already moved.
Yeah, changes positions, but he's going to come back. He knows that they're trying to clear him out. Oh, the wide swing gets punished. There's Malbs' second frag. The players over on Fountain both fall to bit. Malbs is yet to come down from camera. Smoke over towards main.
The bomb's there. They have to go now.
20 seconds. It all needs to be recovered. Malbs waiting for his third serving. Hunter right behind him, and a Snacks 2K close.
Woo! Okay, Snacks with the closer. He was struggling this game, but he's back. Coming late on the mid timing, and they're running, actually, so this will be heard.
Trying to just catch somebody off guard. Hunter's AK could be up for grabs, but it's held on to. For the most part, it was supposed to be.
It's 2v2.
That's the bomb control as well. Now, CTs don't grab any of the weapons, but my God, they've got G2 startled. Bob's going to find JL trying to cut back through the bridge, and so Bits, 1 versus 2, 4 health.
And they can take this bomb and now leave. They know both players were up here, right?
They leave right away, then they're going to leave guns.
Wait, don't make this mistake here.
No. Hades is watching that smoke. Hades was watching that smoke.
Oh, the timing. Okay. Wow. Hades, awesome shot though on bridge. They got wonderful on Bulb's duty here. Hades coming in. He's been the carry for G2 so far. Good timing on this.
Sir. Wonderful popped early. E-Box under question here. Snax trying to slide in behind the fire. He's got Na'Vi feeling pressed. They go for the push. Bulbs gets the trade back, but it's JL with the double. Third piece in Hades here to help out off of the back of a opening mid kill.
They have to think about going back to A, right? Surely.
Hades met.
Super A style, sarap!
20 seconds, that bomb is going to end B. There is no doubt about that. It is bit with an off. Misses his chance on the E-Box player. Won't get a second shot off, and so Heavy God hits him in between the eyes. Alexi B's position, well known with that duel he had against Snax. It needed to be bit. He had 2 shots on the op, both miss, and so G2 tie up on this T side early. Knocking on the door of this A site. Full force G2 to attack A. Wonderful, you said he needs this round. Well, he kicks it off with a headshot on Snax. The site under wraps here for G2. Molotovs come from beyond it. 0 flank in position here for Na'Vi. It's going to have to be the 5v4 retake, barreling out from storage and through camera. Tease, there's no more smokes here. This camera smoke is eventually going to fade, and then Na'Vi are going to try to smash themselves against this bomb site. Few grenades to try to loosen up the hold. Hades starts to come back from main. Bombs past the halfway point. There's the rebuttal. Mobs and Hunter kills all over. And the Bricks player's the last one up. It's Ema to try to force this. But time's on their side. A 2-round lead as G2's T side is the answer.
Right underneath their nose was Mobs the whole time. Ends with 4 frags in that hold.
Again, Na'Vi trying to be disruptive outside of the B site, but it's a passive Hades who does not miss shots at the moment. Hasn't always had a chance in some of these rounds. And that's where Na'Vi were so effectively just avoiding him back in the first half. That's how they ended up getting the rounds they did, when nobody else really had it online. But this T side is starting to turn into a bit more of a Mobs highlight.
This one's a little scary though. 30 seconds, actually. It's very scary. Oh my goodness, G2, what have you done with the rounds?
These are those moments where we kind of criticize G2. These are the chances that Na'Vi have to pull it out of the hat. Eagle shot from Wonderful. Oh! Turns it up to the player top ledge. Now the pressure's on. Hades is out of the round. Molt's still alive. Heavy God catches one over towards bridge. How does he get in? He needs help. There's only 5 seconds to spare. This player on jail's got a back turn too. And Mobs rips it from their hands.
One could have hid, and he could have got that Deagle kill, and instead the entire crossfire dismantled by Mobs. Sub 10 seconds.
G2 will play with your heartstrings. 12 rounds off of this.
Terrorists win.
Just waiting for somebody to make a move. Any kind of an assistance to come out from that temple should get its wings clipped. Should. But last round, we also saw G2 play around with the clock to a point where your faith in them started to waver.
Yeah, they took a long time.
And they're kind of doing that same thing here as well, but they've still got Mobs in the action. 40 seconds is plenty of time. Far more than what they had to work with last round. Mobs slips down off of the bridge. Into E-Box he'll go, and his tear is not stopping. Surpasses Hades with these 2 kills. To 22 frags goes the Guatemalan. And as he sits inside of E-Box, that bomb's gonna walk across the bridge. They are still, again, playing with a dangerous amount of time, but if they head A, this is their round for the win. Mobs is just gonna try to keep everybody busy on the opposite side of the map, and as they go sprinting down into a vacant A-bomb site, the retake is on for Na'Vi.
And they know it has to be a plant here. They're gonna try to find wherever the mid lurker is. Hunter waiting.
Here's the approach. Sits pretty on the wall. Nobody there to trade it. Wonderful gets Hades, though. And Heavy God's position's going to catch him both off. That is 8 rounds straight out of G2 on a T side, facing a Na'Vi with a map 1 win. We go the distance in this one. It's playoffs in Austin on the line.
Clean headshots, multiple multi-kills, and what can you say? They're moving well.
Got to take that momentum and ride it forward into an Inferno close. Two legendary Counter-Strike organizations on a legendary Counter-Strike map.
That's a big nade to miss.
Peek around from Snacks. Clean. Snacks feeling confident going for a fight like that. Heavy God has to forego a bit of control of the brackets. That's 39 damage of a teammate for JL to have to handle. Hades gets his. Then he eats that flashbang. Hunter's just going to go for the hide behind the boxes on site. Do they let